All right, DDC TV back once again. It's your boy Jerome, and I'm here with my friend, my boy Daniel Price, aka Pt.1, BKA Lil Daniel. I don't know what other KAs we can come up with, but you got a couple more, my friend. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
All right. Well, you just got in town yesterday from Memphis, and you're here in Atlanta. We just had a nice little production. So how's everything going? How you feeling?
Everything's good, man. It's been really chill. You know, I like Atlanta. Atlanta's like a second home. I come here a lot, so I've been having a good time. You know, met some cool people. Really enjoying the project.
Okay, speaking of the project, we have a very potent project that's being developed right now. I know you can't say too much about it, but tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Well, you know, we're doing some motion capture so that we can accumulate some data for street dance around the nation, and move forward in just providing funnels for them to work and have opportunities to increase their fame and increase their reach.
All right, speaking of fame and reach, for a lot of people who don't know, you've been at this game for quite a while, and you're actually not one of, but the first person to go viral on social media in dance. Tell us a little bit about what happened and just your history in general, like coming up as a pioneer in the social media game.
Okay, so in the early 2000s, I used to watch Mr. Wiggles. Mr. Wiggles had a website called Mr. Wiggles Forum, Hip Hop Forum, and that's how we gained access to YouTube. That was like maybe 2004, 2005. Yeah, so that's how we gained access to YouTube. That's how we found out about YouTube. We were like, how did they get on YouTube? Like, we didn't know how to access it. We didn't know it was free. We didn't know that it was something that was gonna be this big today. So around 2006, we gained access to YouTube, and it became more popular to start advertising itself to everyone as free to use, and you can upload your videos. They were working for that whole billion videos or whatever that they got going on today, like McDonald's. They began that whole road to that. So now there are over 1 billion videos a day and all this kind of stuff, or whatever it is. So but back then it was very small, and tens of thousands of people is great because nobody really knows about YouTube. So,
I remember back in those days you could directly text people on YouTube, like from account to account.
Yes, you did have access to like messaging.
Right,
yes.
right.
So around 2005, Elsewhere, the famous animation street dancer, he created a video called The Evolution of Dance. Now, this video...
What dance are you talking about?
Elsewhere.
Okay.
Yes, so Elsewhere created this video, and this is the first most widely known video to ever have multiple dance styles in it. This video is what inspired the entire social media boom of new urban cultures to go and put their new dance styles on social media, in my opinion, because it was over 100 million views or something. It was crazy. So we're the new urban styles. We don't have any marketing skills. Nobody knows us. That's where I come in as the first person to actually, move this generation that you looking at today forward into a viral future. Using the tactics that we used yesterday, today, in a more modern way. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how the whole road began, and we just kept driving videos on YouTube because YouTube was the spot. Everybody was gonna come see us on YouTube if we just dropped videos. So that's how the channel DPKOM got very popular, and I was able to start really just diving into my art with the dance and giving people artistic perspectives of how I feel about my style and what I do, in cartoon form, in epic movie fashion in terms of the trailers of the videos, and just making people wait on clips with snippets. We were also dropping tapes in the street still. So we had our own little economy that drove YouTube forward for us, in terms of getting views and getting popular. So that's how we got popular around the world. I still have buddies around the world today that contact me like, man, I remember back in 2007, so it's a big world.
Well, that's how I found you. I found you on YouTube. I was in Japan. So I was in another side of the world, and I was looking for something from Atlanta, ticking, and Memphis Chicken popped up.
Yes.
And that was like the first time that I seen it. You know what I'm saying? I remember it was They Bucking Man video came up. Then short, I think yours was somewhere in that same stream.
Yes.
And
yes, They Bucking Man is the first 1 million view video of the new age.
Right.
So
that was like a real classic time in hip hop as the whole world was transitioning into this new technology or Web 2 or social media. So this is still like we still coming from the old world of you didn't used to have all the cell phones and all that kind of stuff. So like, who are some of the old legends or unsung heroes that people don't know about from Memphis? Like before you came into play, who was before you?
Okay, so I think I want to go right before me first. Right before me was really the catalyst of what changed gangster walking into what we call juking in terms of the texture of the styles. TP, Mike Mo, Quincy Beard, and of course Ja Quincy, Roland Carruthers. These 5 guys are probably the most influential. They are the Rico and the DP and the G Nerd, and like that of their time in terms of foundership, founding the culture for the progress. So that's what put Raleigh on top. The fact that, North Memphis was outnumbered. They had Roland, TP, Mike Mo, Lil Quincy, and Raleigh. So it's like, these guys, they going on tour with Al Green. Like they, Ja Quincy and Roland, they going out of town. So like Riley really put everything into perspective of how things is today. Like it doesn't take away from what North Memphis did. It doesn't take away from what North Memphis did at all. I mean, North Memphis is the bread and butter of the gangster walk. For all time, South Memphis pretty much made gangster walking really popular and made people want to do it. But North Memphis is the ones who was watching them when that happened.
Okay, so I know you're a historian and a cultural anthropologist. So what were some of the things that influenced Memphis from a gangster walking perspective? Or what were some of the outside influences that you all took, even for juking in general?
Okay, so this particular question, it brings in that earlier generation before the guys right before me. But mainly, what you want to look at the history of like New York hip hop. If you look at how they made their beats, it make you bop your head a little bit. Well, if you slow that down, it makes you gangster walk. So, in my opinion, I cannot speak for Spanish Fly, Zerk, Squeaky. I would not know. But what I think is they were hearing what they recreated in early New York hip hop. LL Cool J makes me want to gangster walk. The skating, he light up every skating ring every time. So it's like kind of put 2 and 2 together. Then you got the drag rap song, which went from New York all the way down to Louisiana, but became popular in Louisiana. But it's a big argument about who took this song and shaped their culture from it. Memphis or New Orleans. Could be both. I don't know. I wasn't born yet. So I don't have any input besides what was told.
So what about sea walking? Crip walking, is there any correlation? Is there any relationship between that and gangster walking? Because I mean, obviously, gangster is in the name, and then there's walking, and then we talking about the real gangsters, gangs.
Yes.
from the West Coast, and they've been doing that for a while. So I just wonder, like, was there any contact or any relationship?
Well,
between those two?
I don't like to spread false information, but I'll tell you what I heard. Right? All right. So, gangster walking has nothing to do with Crips for sure, but a lot of gangsters used to be at the club in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that it was Gangster Disciples. You know, they used to be in the club in Memphis, and I think that that's where the gangster walk term moved into it. That was the earliest gang to really reach Memphis, you know, organization to reach Memphis. So I think that that's where that particular idea of that came from. And, you know, they were making a form of gangster rap with, people might have it misconstrued, or they might have it confused. Like, the dance gangster walk wasn't made, it wasn't threaded into the design of creating Memphis rap. Like, the essence of the gangster walk was Memphis. So the music that was making them move was making them do that. And from my purview, looking at, you know, the DJs, the greats, the godfathers of Memphis rap, looking at, they were young teenagers, right? So they were creators. And they heard LL Cool J's sound, and they heard all this stuff. There's no way you can dodge this stuff. So when they heard it, they was like, if I, you know what I'm saying? And it's like turned into, and then he got the hi-hats on top of it, and it turned into a whole other type of sound. And it's like this whole little tribal run that come with it. It's not just like New York.